Welcome to our exploration of global farming practices. Across the globe, from the most arid deserts to the luscious rainforests, humans have found ingenious ways to cultivate the land and feed themselves. Today, we'll uncover 7 unique features that set farming types apart worldwide. From cutting-edge technology to time-honored traditions, let's dive in. Farming is a dance with nature, a delicate balance that has been practiced for millennia. Farmers have always had to adapt to the whims of the environment, learning to read the signs of the seasons and the subtle changes in weather patterns. Balancing human needs with environmental rhythms requires a deep understanding of the land. The soil's health, the timing of rains, and the temperature all play crucial roles in determining what can be grown and when. In arid regions, intricate irrigation systems transform deserts into fertile oases. These systems, often centuries old, are a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. They allow for the cultivation of crops in places where water is scarce, turning barren landscapes into productive farmland. Tropics, with abundant rainfall, support crops like rice and bananas, but face challenges like monsoons and pests. The heavy rains can both nourish and destroy, requiring farmers to be ever vigilant and adaptive. Cool, damp climates of northern Europe grow crops that would wither in the Sahara. These regions are ideal for crops like barley, oats, and potatoes, which thrive in cooler temperatures and moist conditions. Regional climates shape diets and economies, like North America's vast wheat fields. The expansive plains and temperate climate make it one of the world's breadbaskets, producing not just wheat, but also corn and soybeans on a massive scale. Southeast Asia's terraced rice paddies are a marvel of agricultural engineering. These terraces allow for rice cultivation on steep hillsides, maximizing arable land in mountainous regions and providing sustenance for millions. Climate guides crop types, livestock, and farming rhythms worldwide. From the vineyards of France to the cattle ranches of Argentina, each region has developed its own unique agricultural practices suited to its climate. Human ingenuity has adapted to diverse environments, each with unique challenges and rewards. Innovations like hydroponics and vertical farming are pushing the boundaries of what is possible, allowing for food production in urban areas and harsh climates. The fertile plains of North America produce wheat and corn on an industrial scale. These crops are not only staples in the American diet, but are also exported around the world, feeding millions. Meanwhile, the terraced rice paddies of Southeast Asia provide sustenance for millions. These paddies are a lifeline for many communities, ensuring food security in regions where flat, arable land is scarce. Climate acts as an invisible hand, guiding the types of crops and livestock. It shapes the way we farm, what we eat, and how we live, reminding us of our deep connection to the natural world. Farming practices are influenced by scale. In the US and Australia, large-scale commercial farming dominates. Enormous fields and mechanization produce vast quantities of food. In Africa and Asia, smallholder farming is the norm, with families cultivating small plots. Small farms represent a way of life, deeply connected to the land. Large-scale farms are highly productive but can harm the environment. Smallholder farms, while less productive, use resources efficiently and sustainably. The scale of farming reflects different values and relationships with the land. Large-scale operations focus on efficiency, while smallholder farms prioritize resilience and diversity. Both scales have unique strengths and challenges. Farmers use diverse crops to create unique agricultural landscapes. In the Mediterranean, olive trees and grapevines reflect centuries of history. Scandinavian farmers focus on cold-resistant grains and livestock. Local crops reflect regional environments and cultural preferences. The spices of India, tea plantations of Sri Lanka, and coffee farms of the Andes tell stories of adaptation and tradition. Crop specialization shapes cultural identities and traditions. The rice harvest in Asia and grape harvest in wine regions are times of celebration. Crop specialization showcases human ingenuity and adaptability. It celebrates the flavors, aromas, and traditions that make each region unique. Agriculture blends ancient traditions with cutting-edge technologies. Precision agriculture uses satellites and sensors to optimize resource use. Drones provide aerial imagery to identify pests and irrigation issues. AI analyzes data for crop yields, weather patterns, and market trends. Technology transforms farming but is unevenly distributed globally. Traditional tools and techniques remain vital in less industrialized regions. Farmers rely on deep knowledge of local ecosystems. Traditional methods sustain biodiversity and cultural heritage. The future of farming integrates tradition and innovation. Embracing both can create productive and sustainable agricultural systems. Land use practices shape soil health, sustainability, and food security. The way we manage our land directly impacts the environment and the resources available for future generations. From the methods we use to cultivate crops to the techniques we employ to maintain soil health, every decision plays a crucial role in the broader ecosystem. Sustainable land use practices are essential for ensuring that we can continue to produce food without depleting the natural resources that we depend on. Shifting cultivation in tropical rainforests involves clearing and burning vegetation. This traditional method, often referred to as slash-and-burn agriculture, has been practiced for centuries. While it can be effective in the short term, it poses significant risks to the environment. The loss of biodiversity and the release of carbon dioxide from burning vegetation contribute to climate change. Additionally, the soil can become depleted of nutrients, making it less fertile over time. Farmers plant diverse crops and move to new plots as soil fertility declines. This method, while providing a temporary solution, often leads to deforestation and habitat loss. The constant need to clear new land can disrupt local ecosystems and displace wildlife. Moreover, the practice can lead to soil erosion, reducing the land's long-term productivity. This practice faces pressure from population growth and land demand. As the global population continues to rise, the demand for arable land increases. This puts additional strain on already limited resources, making it more challenging to find sustainable solutions. Urbanization and industrial development further exacerbate the problem, reducing the amount of land available for agriculture. Permanent farming in river basins like the Nile and Ganges uses annual floods to replenish soil. These regions have relied on the natural flooding cycles for centuries to maintain soil fertility. The nutrient-rich silt deposited by the floods provides an ideal environment for growing crops. However, changes in climate patterns and human interventions, such as dam construction, can disrupt these natural processes. Irrigation systems sustain diverse crops but face challenges from dam construction and chemical use. Modern irrigation techniques have revolutionized agriculture, allowing farmers to grow crops in arid regions. However, the overuse of water resources and the reliance on chemical fertilizers and pesticides can lead to environmental degradation. Dams, while providing water for irrigation, can alter river ecosystems and reduce water availability downstream. Land use choices have far-reaching consequences. Deforestation for agricultural expansion can lead to habitat loss, reduced biodiversity, and increased greenhouse gas emissions. Large-scale farming operations often prioritize short-term gains over long-term sustainability, resulting in soil degradation and water pollution. The cumulative impact of these practices can have devastating effects on the environment and human health. Sustainable farming works in harmony with nature. By adopting organic farming methods and permaculture practices, farmers can reduce their reliance on synthetic chemicals and promote biodiversity. These eco-friendly approaches focus on building healthy soil, conserving water, and creating resilient agricultural systems. Sustainable farming not only benefits the environment, but also supports the well-being of local communities. Ensuring food security requires preserving soil health and natural resources. Practices such as crop rotation, integrated pest management, and the use of cover crops can enhance soil fertility and reduce the need for chemical inputs. By maintaining healthy soil, farmers can improve crop yields and resilience to pests and diseases. Protecting natural resources is essential for sustaining agricultural productivity and ensuring a stable food supply. Finding sustainable farming methods is crucial for future generations. As we look to the future, it is essential to invest in innovative farming techniques and support the next generation of farmers. By embracing sustainable practices, we can create a more resilient and equitable food system. The choices we make today will determine the health of our planet and the well-being of future generations. Livestock management varies globally, reflecting environmental, cultural, and economic factors. In different parts of the world, the methods and practices used to manage livestock can be vastly different. These differences are often shaped by the unique environmental conditions, cultural traditions, and economic realities of each region. For instance, in some areas, livestock farming is a small-scale, family-run operation, while in others, it is a large-scale industrial endeavor. Understanding these variations is crucial for developing sustainable and effective livestock management practices that can be adapted to local conditions. Nomadic pastoralism in Central Asia involves moving herds across vast distances. This ancient practice is not just a way of life, but a necessity for survival in regions where the climate and terrain make settled farming difficult. By moving their herds, nomadic herders can take advantage of seasonal pastures and ensure that their animals have access to fresh grazing land throughout the year. This mobility helps to prevent overgrazing and maintains the health of the grasslands. This traditional practice sustains livelihoods and grassland health. It is a delicate balance that requires deep knowledge of the land and the animals. Sustainable grazing practices are essential to prevent land degradation and ensure that the pastures remain productive for future generations. By carefully managing the number of animals and the timing of grazing, herders can maintain the health of the grasslands and support their communities. Feedlot farming in the Americas maximizes meat production, but raises concerns about animal welfare and environmental impact. These large-scale operations are designed to produce meat as efficiently as possible, but they often come at a cost. The crowded conditions can lead to stress and disease among the animals, and the waste produced can pollute the surrounding environment. Additionally, the high demand for feed crops can contribute to deforestation and other environmental issues. Balancing productivity with sustainability is challenging. Farmers and ranchers must find ways to produce enough food to meet the growing global demand, while also protecting the environment and ensuring the welfare of their animals. This often requires innovative approaches and a willingness to adopt new technologies and practices. By working together and sharing knowledge, the agricultural community can develop solutions that benefit both people and the planet. Global demand for meat and dairy pressures land, water, and energy resources. As the world's population continues to grow, so does the demand for animal products. This puts a strain on the natural resources needed to produce these foods. Intensive farming practices can lead to soil degradation, water shortages, and increased greenhouse gas emissions. It is essential to find ways to produce meat and dairy more sustainably to reduce these impacts. Sustainable livestock farming requires improved practices and reduced consumption. By adopting more eco-friendly farming techniques and encouraging people to eat less meat, we can reduce the environmental footprint of livestock production. This might include practices like rotational grazing, using renewable energy sources, and improving animal welfare standards. Additionally, promoting plant-based diets and alternative protein sources can help to decrease the overall demand for meat. The future of livestock farming balances tradition and innovation. By combining the best of traditional knowledge with modern technology, we can create farming systems that are both productive and sustainable. This might involve using precision agriculture tools to monitor animal health and optimize feed efficiency, or integrating agroecological principles to enhance biodiversity and ecosystem services on farms. Embracing technologies and respecting traditional knowledge can create a just and sustainable food system. It is important to recognize the value of indigenous and local knowledge in managing livestock and the land. By working together and learning from each other, farmers around the world can develop practices that are both innovative and rooted in tradition, leading to a more resilient and equitable food system. Sustainable livestock management is essential for food security and environmental health. Ensuring that we can produce enough food to feed the world's population while also protecting the environment is one of the greatest challenges of our time. By adopting sustainable practices and working together, we can create a food system that supports both people and the planet. Sustainable farming is crucial for feeding a growing population and preserving natural resources. Organic farming avoids synthetic chemicals, promoting soil health and biodiversity. Regenerative agriculture mimics natural cycles, enhancing soil and water health. Sustainable practices face challenges from economic pressures and lack of information. Growing awareness of human and planetary health drives change. Consumers demand ethical and environmentally responsible food. Governments support sustainable farming policies. Scientists develop new technologies for efficient and sustainable farming. The future of farming is shaped by our choices and actions. Embracing sustainability ensures a thriving world for future generations. Our journey reveals the ingenuity and adaptability of global farming practices. Each region's unique approach reflects its climate, culture, and history. Which farming feature fascinates you the most? Let us know in the comments. Stay tuned for our next article, 7 Agricultural Innovations Leading Us into the Future.